Hello, friends. So, we're back in the aisle, and I have a ton of stuff to go over with the Recode and all kinds of new reveals, as well as some stuff related to the quote-unquote Cannibal. So we're going to jump into that. The majority of this video is going to be Recode related. So fair warning, the majority, if not all of this video, is going to be covering Recode related things. First up on the table, we have the new Troodon Sniff animation, which I don't think we've actually had the chance to see. And just so you know, this is all in-dev stuff, and they don't have things correctly rendered out at maximum quality. So it looks a little bit strange and all that weird stuff, I know. But this is literally just because they cut down the time it takes for them to load things in their editing software, I assume, so they could do a better job and see what's happening. As far as the Troodon Sniff itself, I think it looks pretty good. Obviously, we won't know the final product until we actually see the final product, and I don't know if this is the final product or not, unfortunately. It reminds me of the Velociraptor, but it's just not as quick and, just all over the place, which I thought the Troodon was going to be. Here is the same Sniff animation from the side, so you can see exactly what's going on all around. There might be some variations in this. I love how the claws right here are actually moving around a little bit. I actually like that. Little attention to detail that I like. And I think it should look around a little bit more, to be honest with you. I feel like it should be really sly and stuff. It's looking around a fair amount, but I feel like it should be jetting around in a super skittery creature, like, oh, what can I do next, and what can I go after next? But overall, it looks like a great animation. You guys let me know what you think down below in the comments section. Next, we have a video of the new sense system being used while moving. Now, there are issues again, obviously, and that's just because it's all in dev stuff. But we can see they've actually changed the particle effect significantly. Let me pause. There's a red cloud around this carcass and a green one around the shrubs. But you can see very subtle particle effects. I don't know if they're going to tone these down in time, because obviously the first iteration we had of the giant gold streak caused even the best computers to freeze up and lag horribly. I do also see that there's markers right here as well in front of the character. Don't know if those are dev related or not, but green is pointing towards the vegetation, red is pointing towards the body, blue is pointing towards water. I don't see the compass up right here that we usually get that pops up, so maybe they're going to be adding that again. But right now it seems, yeah, I think these are actually intentional, because once you get close enough, they turn red and they're like, here's the exact way you go. I don't know. You can see though, it stands up on its legs further, kind of like tippy toes, to try and get the scent that's going through the air. I don't know if that expands in radius the longer you take to sniff around. I think that'd be kind of cool. If you stood here for like 10 seconds sniffing, you get a much further radius in comparison to if you only did it for like 2 seconds. Which would mean it's actually instant. Hang on. It would mean, if I'm right, the radius would be expanding right now, and then you would get to the grass and the carcass right there in the water. Did the water pop up first? I'm just looking real quick to see. Oh, they all pop up at the same time. Damn, I thought it'd be like an expanding invisible radius where it would be instant if it was right next to you, but, over time you would uncover more things that would pop up for you. Still really cool. I like the idea of this. This is just a quick freeze frame of Isla's Sparrow, taken directly from the dev kit with no final polish or anything like that. Just showing, I think this is between the jungle and between the other stuff. And this is like the middle ground, basically. Lots of green stuff. Another aisle logo is also revealed, which would be the Triceratops with the human skull, obviously. More aisle branding. This was officially launched, but something even bigger is around. We've got this, which was a big reveal for some milestones that they had gotten with follower counts over on Twitter and other platforms. This is the Neuro Spinal, and if you guys aren't aware of how the Neuro Spinal actually eats, it has a spike that basically penetrates into the body, I believe, and it may liquefy organs and then suck them out, kind of like a spider, for instance. But I don't know for sure, because even I don't know how this thing is supposed to eat. Maybe it spikes down and drags whatever part it gets back into its mouth. I honestly don't know. We got some looks at giblets, little gore pieces right here as well. Looks like some tendon and a nice piece of meat. Or maybe they're both pieces of meat. You know, it's subjective, I guess. But regardless, these are pieces of flesh you would rip off a carcass should you hunt something, successfully hunt it, and start eating. Now, I did find these videos which were kind of strange, but this was recently put up on the 30th of January, 2020. Now, I don't know why the Pew is even having anything posted around it. This is Pew Drink 2. And I honestly, I don't know why they did that. I don't know why that's even there. Maybe it's for testing for other creatures. Maybe they're going to duplicate the animation. I honestly don't know. We move into the Compy. This is Exposed Idol versus Subdued Idol. Exposed Idol is right here where you're moving all around and you're all skittish and all that stuff. And then this one right here is Subdued Idol. I don't know. It's two different idol animations that are going to have to play at some point. You see, one is really finicky, though. Super fast movements. I like that. This was another video of Compy Idol. So there's 3 idols and... No, there's 2. Yeah, this is... No, this is just the same one that we had seen before. This is my first time seeing these, just like many of you. It's the first time you guys have seen these. This is called Compy Combine, which I assume it's just a lot of compies around each other eating this right here, which would be a carcass, more or less. This might also be the scene that was rendered out from the Hope reveal, basically. God, I'm getting major Jurassic Park vibes from this. Like, big time. I don't see any different animations other than, well, obviously them eating and going after the body and trying to bite stuff off. I like that they're going with the very tip of their teeth, too. Like, the very tips of their mouth to try and, you know, use those razor-sharp teeth to cut things off. That's cool. Now, it's apparent that the Shant is also getting some love in the Recode. This is Shant Buck 3, which means there is a Shant Buck 2 and Shant Buck 1 variations, but I don't know if those were just internal viewing and testing variations for changes. This was updated yesterday as well on the 30th of January, 2020, so there's no sound. I would assume this is just if you get pounced. This isn't like if you get grappled or anything like that. It doesn't look like it. It looks really good, though. I'm assuming then they're going to redo the Shant and all of this stuff, too, if they're working on this. Now, don't get your hopes up, because this is a very old one. This is from 2017, September 14th, 2017, but it's unlisted, and I was actually sent this as a DM on Discord. This is the Cannibal Idol, or what we knew back then as what was going to be the Cannibal. Obviously, the Cannibal is going through some serious reworks and changes, but typically, this is what we were looking at for the animation. And actually, the next one has sound. This one is the Cannibal Threaten. It was uploaded September 15th, 2017. I don't even remember ever hearing that sound. Man, that thing's terrifying. I don't want to mess with that. I wish they were rendered out in their full quality too, but I can understand why they'd have to. Maybe they're not even purposely doing it. Maybe it's just like because it's so early in development with the animation stuff. This is the polished and finalized, I believe, ending of eating a Compy corpse, for instance, whole. So you can see right here, he's biting down on it, and then the Compy slides on down into its mouth. Looks a lot better than when it was sideways. So much better. Now, maybe this isn't finalized. Maybe they still have some little tweaks to do and all of that stuff. But this looks pretty well like what you're going to be using in-game when you start eating Compys whole. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot more. It looks way better than before. This is a more polished version of the impaling stuff. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I'm dumb. Maybe this is an old one. Yeah, I think this might be a old one, actually. No, hang on. I don't know. You guys let me know. I don't know. There's so many of these things to check out. Like, it's... yeah. Here is the Utah Sniff animation for while it's hunting. Trying to track down prey and all that stuff. Now, this isn't even... yeah, this isn't reminiscent of what we had seen at all. Maybe they had a placeholder animation in the previous clips and they were just using that to quickly check out the scent system, and this is a more polished and finalized version of the scent animation. Maybe. You guys let me know what you think down below in the comments section, because I am not sure. Now we're moving into another reveal of a creature, the Tennantsaurus, I believe is how you say that. This is a new creature that was being modeled. It was no secret, apparently, in Discord. However, it may have actually been overshared by one of the developers. And, I mean, I can't really blame them for sharing it because it looks pretty cool. And on top of that, it's still been such a long time and in development for such a long time that, like, if I was a dev, I'd already have everything out there. Like, I'm glad I'm not an Isle dev. I'd have everything put out there if I had the permission to. Oh my god, the amount of stuff I'd share. Oh god. But that's it right here. New creature, looking pretty cool, looking pretty sly. I'm assuming that the Shantae is going to transfer over to this guy, so it can basically, you know, something pounces on it, it can try and buck away and stuff. I don't know how large of a creature this is because it's a fairly new creature on my roster of dinosaurs that I know. So if you have any information on it, let me know down below in the comment section. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with this creature. And finally, as far as images go, this is a custom Isle shirt. This is so this is actually kind of interesting. They say in the original tweet, shirts with gold will never be sold. And you can see clearly there is a gold type of deal on the Isle branding logo. There will be something custom inside for each individual that only they will see, unique to each individual. Obviously, I think he's talking about the gold shirt. I don't think he's talking about the mass production stuff. So I think what's going to happen with this is it's going to be Isle devs will get gold on their skull. So if you meet one and they're wearing the shirt, you know they're an Isle dev because only Isle devs would be able to get those, for instance. As an example, not saying that only Isle devs would get them. And obviously Dondi was here, basically Dondi, the creator of the game. And then, like, if I was to get one, which I doubt I would, because I'm just a content creator, I'm not a dev. But if I was, it would say like Anthomnia was here, for instance, and then, you know, like the Isle logo in gold, or maybe it would be in blue because those are my channel colors, like blue and purple and black and stuff, you know. But that's only speculation. I just know that they confirmed that the gold on the skull itself, that's going to be a very exclusive, not for sale type of thing. That's what I've digested from this, at least. I think it's actually a really cool idea to do that and pay some homage, I guess, to the developers of the game. And hey Don, you hiring? Because I wouldn't mind getting one of I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna get one of these. I'm pretty sure I'm not. Again, I'm not an Isle dev as far people think I am, and it's weird because I literally play different games. Like, I don't dev the Isle. Now, I wanted to bring your attention to this right here. It was shown on Don's stream from a while ago. And this is a hippo literally running on the bottom of a lake to get to a boat. And then it jumps up right here, and that's that. It literally runs on the bottom of a lake. Now, to my understanding, from what Don was talking about, he had said that they want the Spino to be able to sink all the way down to the bottom of a lake or a river or even an ocean and have the ability to just power its way super fast, like you saw here, through the water, creating a wake above. So basically, it's like a train coming at you underwater. Maybe you would see the fin if it was shallow water, but otherwise it would have that special ability to sink right down to the bottom of the ocean floor and then just grab the ground and run just like it's on land. Like, look at how fast that thing moves towards the boat. That is crazy speed to do underwater, running on the bottom of an ocean or any body of water. As a creature this big, that's nuts. And I love that they're going to try and do that. This was shown a long time ago, but I forgot to mention it to you guys. And by a long time ago, I mean January 24th. So, yeah.
yeah, if a T-Rex runs over a Dryo, he's probably not gonna punt it. He's probably just gonna step on it and be like, oh, squishy's in my toesies.
I was gonna say it's like the bug on your windshield.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty self-explanatory besides the show feet part. Obviously you run something over as a Rex, if it's smaller than you, it's gonna get crushed and pretty nasty. This is the idea on combat logging prevention.
I feel like,
Sleeping is important because we are putting it on logout. That's important. Number one.
Right.
If you try and log out, your creature's going to go to sleep. People are going to see that you're trying to log out. This combat logging shit that you've seen where people have managed to exploit their way out of the game, never going to happen. Never going to happen again. You leave your creature in the world and it's going to destroy your database.
plus we've previously.
So this one actually kind of concerns me because I don't understand it entirely. But from what I understand, when you try to log out, you press escape and you press log out, you get a counter, obviously, and your creature will lay down and it will go to sleep and it will be completely defenseless during this transitional period. I don't know then if they're meaning that when you log out, your creature stays in the world. I don't know if it persistently keeps your body in the world. And that's going to cause major issue for me personally, given, you know, I have such a messed up schedule where I play the Isle, then I play something else, and I play other stuff, and I have meetings to do and all kinds of different stuff, and I can go back to play the Isle, but it's like a couple days later. You know, it's I don't, and like if you can't make a shelter, I don't see them making it so your creature stays in the world persistently on logout. I think they're gonna make it so it disappears after you log out. I think that would be the best route to go, because I mean, otherwise you walk up on a creature. I can understand on like Ark because you can loot the body and kill them and take all their stuff and take their base, whatever. But for this, as a dinosaur, all that really happens is you walk up on someone that's sleeping and you get a cheap kill and you get to eat them. You don't get anything else other than that. I guess you get more game time because I mean you're not going to starve to death, but it kind of, you know, if you have a bunch of people that are asleep around the map, all you have to do is keep coming across these people and you don't get into conflict and you don't play the game how it's supposed to be played. You're just eating unconscious bodies. Here's some information on admins and hosting controls.
Server related questions out of this, but I actually think this is probably a great one to ask. In the future, since this is one of those things that we kind of like redlined, people were asking about more granular server hosting controls. Is that the kind of thing that could be like a, you know, you can whatever, add that into your config for dedicated server hosts that aren't through us or partners?
Anything that you can think of that's like a setting you could tinker with, Brandon's putting in for server hosts.
Perfect.
Like, hey, do you only want feathered dinosaurs? Do you only want scaled dinosaurs? Do you only want dinosaurs from this time period or that time period?
Good.
Do you want dinosaurs AI only? Player only? Not at all. Like that type of shit. So you could have a server that's just straight up tribal warfare.
Oh god.
Yeah, just straight up spear chucking fights. Like that's great.
So that's information on that and what you're going to be able to host as far as server hosting goes. That's pretty much that. Yeah, let's move into the Megalania.
Like, I think the furthest we've gone away from anything is Megalania, which is just basically a giant Komodo dragon, and Titanoboa, which is exactly what it sounds like.
Okay.
And primarily, it's because we owned a Titanoboa that came with everything else when we first started the game. And Megalania because Jake really wanted to do one, and I was like, I could probably work in something horrifying with that.
We can make it happen. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's that. Cool. So recently, the Olympus Transmitter has become active again. And it's been a while since this was actually active. February 18th was the last time this account made a tweet. And then they came up with this right here. Now, this ties into the Discord announcement, basically from Punch Packet, saying, we've seen a great deal of discussion around the word Recode, which has become a noun among the community, which unfortunately fails to accurately convey what our team has spent the last 2 years working on in regards to the Isle. We invite you all to look at the Recode as a verb. The game has been ripped down to its foundation, and our team has rebuilt things from the ground up to allow us to iterate on new animals, add complex interactions, soundscaping, and killer gameplay features, and all that stuff, basically. They basically codenamed this for the tweet that came out. That's the TLDR. You can pause here if you'd like to read this one. I'm sure almost all of you know about this already. And finally, as the last piece of information for you, Trojan Terminal. What is Trojan Terminal? Hashtags site, hashtag terminal code Trojan. And recently it has been trying to contact the Olympus Transmitter. So what's going on behind the hood? Well, what this is, it's a poser. This isn't real. This isn't something related to the Isle. I think someone really liked the idea of the Olympus Transmitter and wanted to try and inject themselves forcefully into the lore of the game, which obviously isn't cool because they weren't invited to do said injection of themselves into the lore. I spoke with Don. I asked him, hey, is this Isle official? Not at all. So what I digest from that is this isn't real. Do not take this as factual, whatever comes out of this Twitter account, because obviously misinformation is a problem. I think this is just someone that liked the idea of what they were doing with the Olympus Transmitter, and they want to try and do some weird Twitter roleplay stuff, which not cool. Anyways, friends, that is it for now on everything to do with the Recode. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section on everything you have seen thus far and what your opinions are of the developmental process. All right, that's it for now, and I will see you in the next one.